Well, the interesting tidbits keep dribbling out, don't they? Yes, they do. And it's interesting because one of the blow-ups over rumors and even fierce anger at people talking about when you admittedly are discussing rumors, which comes with the premise that, yeah, it might not be true. But as time goes by, eventually you find out what was true and what was not. Well, for the most part, even when a movie comes out and it turns out, oh, that didn't happen in it or what have you, then years later he says, well, it was in the script, but we dropped it for this or that, that kind of thing. So in a roundabout way, turns out to be true. But a lot of times, no, we were never going to do that. That was just, I don't know who started that, and so that's that. So Black Adam had been talked about for, it wasn't really a rumor per se, but I mean, I guess 10 years, Dwayne Johnson was going to be Black Adam. He openly talked about it, his interest in it, and it was pursued for a long time. And for whatever reason, just didn't come together. And so, but now it's happening. And, they announced the release date and all that stuff. But meanwhile, while that was being rumored, oh yeah, it's a go, it's coming, and oh yeah, really? And then that became true. The rumors about the movie was that it would involve these other characters, and it started to sound like, well, that sounds like Justice Society, and that appears to be the case. So here we are at Cosmic Book News again, and so let's see the article, with rumors that Hawkman, I think was one of the first ones they said would be a part of the Black Adam movie, and I'm guessing that's probably true. Now Dwayne Johnson confirms the flick will introduce the Justice Society of America. While promoting the release of his latest movie, Jumanji: The Next Level, Johnson talked about Black Adam, offering up at the JSA, we will introduce you to the world, to JSA. So there you go. Some form of fashion, and these guys, the team will be there. Of course, he goes on about who's in the JSA. And of course, Hawkman most certainly is, and so I'm thinking the rumor that Hawkman's in the movie is true. So you've got a certain amount of characters here that would fit in with a Shazam-oriented story because it involves magic and whatnot. And then, of course, the Egyptian background with the wizard and well, I guess they're going to go with Kondak, which is a fictional DC Comics Middle Eastern country, and that's where Adam is supposed to come from. And I'm guessing that's what they'll play into it. And but maybe the wizard will be from Egypt or what have you. But anyway, Dr. Fate gets his helmet from Egypt. Like at an excavation or something like that. I forget the whole story. And the Spectre is another character of magic that could be there. And depending on how they want to handle an Alan Scott Green Lantern, if they're going to include everybody, he may not be there. The Flash may not be there. But Spectre, Dr. Fate, and Hawkman could certainly fit in with the Shazam story in relation to, just the geography of where the stories take place and all that. And the Hawkman, if they're going rather with the alien one, they're going with the original one where he is reincarnated over years. I think they merged the story where the original Hawkman was an alien, but he was trapped on Earth, and he and his wife became pharaohs or whatever, something like that. And then on down through reincarnating over the years, they live on, and different versions of being Hawkman come about. But so that would fit in with his past story of Adam and how he became Black Adam and so on and so forth, and encountering the wizard Shazam and whatnot. But you could imagine Nabu being around. Probably not the Kent Nelson version, or what's the latest one? Khalid, I believe his name was, something like that. But no, that's all in modern times and what have you. Probably the original Nabu would be, maybe he's, an associate of Shazam or something along those lines. And the Spectre, it could be the original spirit of the Spectre, not the police detective Jim Corrigan, who dies and becomes the host of the Spectre entity. So those characters could appear, but it might be a movie that jumps back and forth in time, you know, and maybe not completely an origin story, but it does detail Adam's origins, and then he arrives in current times or something like that. Who knows? Additionally, rumors from back in July are offering up that Dwayne Johnson wants Black Adam to incorporate some sort of JSA plot. Yeah. It's also said that while following the failure of Justice League, Warner Brothers had abandoned the concept of a shared universe instead to focus on building around the characters, which is something the $1 billion Assistant Joker's proved as well. They don't need a DCEU, but it's claimed Dwayne Johnson wants a shared universe, so it is happening. Yeah, if you're going to have all these other characters in it, that is a shared universe that could spin out. I don't really believe that they completely abandoned it. It's just their original plans, and they're kind of in they don't know what to do. All of a sudden, they were in the midst of Aquaman already. The ball was rolling on that when Justice League failed. And of course, Wonder Woman was a success, so that was a done deal. But both of those characters came out of a shared universe that they created for that very purpose. And then Wonder Woman was successful. So they was definitely going to get a sequel. And then Aquaman was their first $1 billion movie. So you can't just abandon all that. I mean, you can just keep doing an Aquaman, 2 more Aquaman movies, and that's that, but the draw and that money that Marvel made, it's very hard to just walk away completely, and I'm not buying that. Now they're trying whatever, I mean, if they thought it was a way to do it, they would make a shared universe out of that Joker movie in a heartbeat, even though that doesn't really work or apply to it, and they would just take it away from Todd Phillips and what have you. Just use footage from it and say, yeah, the Penguin movie exists in the same universe as Joker or something, whatever. And probably burn it all down as a result. But so anyway, here he goes. It's claimed that Warner Bros. Still wants an Avengers type of movie of their own, but that instead of Justice League, they will be going with JSA instead. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. So it's said the blueprint for the JSA will be Jeff Johns and David Gordon. Yeah, for a while there. And then Black Adam was involved in the Jeff Johns version of the JSA. I preferred the old when they were on their own world and not being depicted as World War II veterans in the modern age, that sort of thing. It was an interesting take where they were the elder superheroes training a younger generation, and that that could work, but I didn't like JSA and Justice League on the same world. I just never really warmed to that, but it could still be used in their own, and but I don't think that's what they're going to do, since they've established Shazam lives in a world where I know we didn't see his head, but that certainly looked like Henry Cavill's suit. It had a little red trim on the belt or whatever it was. But still, that links it to that same world. And whether or not they're building to another Justice League movie at some point, which I think they will. I mean, but I think at this point they're in throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. And Joker, they only sort of half-assed believed in. They didn't really finance it. They had to get outside backers and whatnot for that movie. And then that caught them by surprise. Kind of like Aquaman. They didn't expect it to be a $1 billion movie. They just, look, we have to do it. We're in the middle of it. Get it out there. And, a funny thing happened on the way to the movie theater. And so that's the position Warner's in. And so now they got to take a look at what they've got and make a plan around it. It's still a bit of a mess. I understand the shared universe, the multiverse idea, and for DC to embrace that. I think that works better for allowing characters to exist both on television and in the movies, and they're 2 different versions, and I think that would be fine. But like if you had 2 Superman movies, I don't know. But who knows? Maybe that'll work out. But I don't think they completely abandoned shared universe. And obviously they haven't. It looks like they're going to make yet another shared universe. But probably more in the line with the DCEU. But it gets complicated if you're going to say that this is the JSA from World War II and all that and that sort of thing, like it was in the comics. Well, where the hell had they been when the Kryptonians invaded Earth and nearly destroyed it? You know, that kind of thing. And they still, is there going to be any explanation for Wonder Woman? Where was she? The stories about the Wonder Woman 84 movie, I'm hoping those rumors are completely false when it comes to rumors, because it does not sound good. And I'm very, very nervous about that, because I really, really liked the Wonder Woman movie. And even now, it's the best of the DCEU. I know Aquaman made the $1 billion, and it was a fun adventure movie, but the Wonder Woman movie was just, you know, creatively better. But anyway, that being said, this rumor appears to be true, that Black Adam will introduce the Justice Society of America. Thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you. Yeah, that's right, you. And, you know, also check out that link description. That'll take you to BitChute, where my other video channel exists, because, well, once again, some dark clouds are swirling about YouTube, and some channels may not survive, and my channel is just a little bitty channel, and might not be here anymore. So if you still want to see Nailsin videos, yeah, you can head over to BitChute.